Good to see you again. Happy Tuesday. It is the third day of November 2020. It's the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November, and that means it's election day. And in case you're curious about why they chose that, and that's the way it is, the elections are always held on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. And the reason why is very simple. Years and years and years ago, they studied it and they discovered that the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November is the most unimportant day of the year. So they chose that for election day. I just want it over with, and it's here. There you go. As you can see outside of our studios, pretty foggy, big layer of fog hanging down over the Wenatchee Valley. It's going to be pretty cloudy today, some late afternoon rain. Kind of temperatures about normal, very mild on Wednesday, and then we're going to start seeing the weather kind of head south for the weekend, and some pretty cold temperatures coming our way. Even some snow up in the Cascades, looking that way on Friday anyway. Details are coming up with your weather forecast. Lots of news to get to. Sports. Seahawks lost a player. Not the way you want to lose a player. Suspensions. We'll talk about that with sports. Everything else you're used to. Last week we we aired the interview that I did with Cortland Martin, who is the founder of the Tour of Duty Foundation. He does good work. It's important stuff. And I wanted to air that for you again in case you missed it the first time. So we're going to air that Cortland Martin interview for you in the back half of the program. All right, 33 degrees. Let's go see what we got. And as you can see, we ain't got much outside of our, that's the forecast. We'll go ahead and just, there you go. Yeah, the valley is down there somewhere. And you know what this is. You got cold air trapped at the valley floor. You got warm air above it. The fog forms. So we have sunshine once you get above the clouds and the fog. But you got to get above the clouds and the fog. And we're going to, I mean, you look at that and say, hey, it's sunny, it's nice, it's beautiful. Well, it's not going to be particularly sunny today. Again, details are coming up. We're going to have some late afternoon rain and a spill into the evening hours. Wednesday looks great. Time to dust off the golf clubs. And then, again, as I mentioned before, the weather is going to turn a little south for the weekend. So somewhere down there is the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera. Camera number 2. Let's see where else we're dealing with fog. Well, not there. Good morning, Lake Chelan. Is that the lower butte, Megan? That's the lower butte camera. We have 2 cameras on the butte. We have one at the very, very top. And we have one a little bit lower and a little bit closer to Chelan proper. You can see the Three Fingers development. You can see the marina, most of Chelan. That's a beautiful view. That's really cool. I like that. That's a great shot from the lower butte camera, overlooking the Chelan Valley, Lake Chelan, and a gorgeous view there. Good morning to Chelan. Camera number 3. Let's go see, is that Omi Gardens? Wow, there's a big difference because that's not that far from the cross camera. We got that baby pointed to the north, so you can see how the clouds are kind of hanging around. It's chilly out. It's 33 degrees right now, and we got some clouds and some fog, but that's really odd considering if we took that camera and we turned it the other way, we'd see mostly cloudy and foggy skies. Rocky Ridge Dam is out there, so Megan has us pulled up quite a bit. The Baker Flats Industrial Park to your right, and Lake Antioch beyond the dam. Camera number 4. Let's see what we have. That is a beautiful view. Let me think here. I'm going to guess. I'm looking. I see sunlight, so it has to be up high. I'm thinking Jump Off Ridge. That's Union Valley. It's bad on me. Good morning, Chelan. Once again, I wonder what direction Megan has that pointed in, because you can't see Lake Chelan from that view. Union Valley is high above the north shore of Lake Chelan, although I'm not 100% sure what we're looking at, except it's sunny up there. I like that. Good work this morning as we take a look at what's going on around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. A couple of slides to show for you your high temperatures for today and tomorrow. We're going to have a little bit of a change. Take a look at where you live. Again, we're going to be in the lower 50s today, then the lower 60s on Wednesday. And then, well, Wednesday night, things will start changing. We're going to cool down a little bit on Thursday, not much. Friday, the snow level is going to be down to about 2,900 feet. So we're in for a bit of a change. And by the way, the long-term forecast, they're thinking we may have a La Nina year for winter, and that means, well, lots of snow and cold temperatures, but that's way down the line. Late in the week, we're going to have a little bit of snow on mountain snow possible. So you're going to travel over the mountain passes on Thursday night. That would be your best chance of light to moderate snow in the Cascades on Thursday night. Snow level will be at pass level for everybody, whether you take Blue at I-90, Stevens, whatever. And then if you're heading to the east, to the Idaho Panhandle on your way to Montana, you could be dealing with some snow on Friday and Saturday. But again, for the Cascades, Thursday night, measurable snow, probably not down here, though, on the valley floor. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug. Here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Again, cloudy today, or a little rain this afternoon. A 70% chance of rain, but we're not going to get a lot of rain. It's going to be more sprinkle-dinkle-ish as opposed to significant rainfall. We'll get up to about 53. With the cloud cover, we're expecting a fairly mild night tonight, 43 for the overnight low. Partly cloudy and 63 on Wednesday. That's pretty mild. Our normal high this time of the year is about 51 or 52 degrees. Yesterday we hit 54. It was a beautiful day yesterday. So we're going to be pretty darn mild on Wednesday and on Thursday, but again, cloudy and a chance of rain. There's a parade of weak storms that are going to be heading our way. One today, then we get a break tomorrow, then the second one on Thursday, and finally the third one on Friday. And then we have some cold air is going to come down and pay us a visit from the Gulf of Alaska and Canada. As you can see, our overnight lows will be well below freezing on Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. We'll have lots of sunshine during the day, but going to cool off once we get to the weekend. By the way, sunrise this morning, 6:48. Sunset this afternoon is at 4:40. That means 9 hours and 52 minutes of daylight on this Tuesday. Going to take a break and come back with your news, your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I am a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
32 degrees outside of our studios in downtown Wenatchee. Cloudy, rainy. Not a lot of rain, but certainly some measurable precipitation coming our way this afternoon. Highs in the lower 50s. Here are headlines in 8 minutes after the hour. The regional SWAT team assisted Wenatchee police in executing a series of warrants. This happened at a home Friday afternoon where a 49-year-old man was arrested on numerous drug and other charges. Wenatchee Police Captain Edgar Reinfeld said law enforcement, acting on information from an informant, found methamphetamine, heroin, marijuana, prescription drugs, a stolen firearm, and a stolen motorcycle in the raid. This happened in a home in the 700 block of Southwestern Avenue in Wenatchee. Charges against Gordon L. McVeigh include possession with intent to deliver drugs. Reinfeld said the Police Services Division has been working on that location for quite some time. A hydraulic fuel spill shut down Wenatchee Avenue downtown for about an hour on Sunday morning. The spill came from a man lift that was being used to clean windows. This is about 9 a.m. at the Goodfellow Brothers building in downtown Wenatchee on North Wenatchee Avenue and 2nd Street. The lift spilled about 30 gallons of hydraulic fuel that the Wenatchee Public Works Department was able to prevent from getting into the city's stormwater system. After a semi collided with an elk, this happened on I-90 Monday morning. The Washington State Patrol is reminding motorists to always be on the lookout for wild animals, especially in the area between Kittitas and the Vantage Bridge on I-90. Elk populations are especially heavy in that area, and Trooper John Bryant said the significant damage done to the semi shows just how bad it could have been if it was a smaller vehicle. A piece of the elk's antler ended up lodged in the driver's side window. The driver of the semi, by the way, not injured in that collision. The Moses Lake Police Department's Mission 22 Push-Ups Challenge made its way to Joint Base Lewis McCord last week, with Grand County Sheriff's Deputy Katrina Ball enlisting the support of her National Guard unit. Mission 22 is a fundraising push-up challenge representing the 22 veterans a day who take their own lives. Ball said the reason for addressing PTSD is very personal for her.
Good morning. My name is Katrina Ball. I'm a staff sergeant in the Washington National Guard. I'm also a deputy with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. I was called out by the Moses Lake Police Department to do the 25 push-up challenge for Mission 22. This is a very important mission. We take it very seriously. We've all had battle buddies in our formation that have unfortunately taken their lives. So we are going to knock out these 25 push-ups, and we're going to make a large donation to this mission. All right, you guys ready? All right. All right, knock it out. All right, does anybody have anything they want to say? I'm personally doing this for a battle buddy that came up with my rack list, Specialist Mandeville. He took his own life, so I pushed for him.
The farmers market at the Pybus Public Market is going to remain outdoors from November 7th through December 19th. The Pybus Public Market Executive Director Leslie Freitag said that the market normally moves indoors during the fall and the winter, but because of social distancing requirements, it has to stay outside. Freitag said the farmers market will continue to operate under safety guidelines developed with the help of the Chelan Douglas Health District. The Wenatchee Market is open Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The COVID-19 pandemic, of course, forced the cancellation of the 2020 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, but Administrator Darcy Christopherson said festival organizers working hard to be back next spring. The theme of the festival is, in fact, marching on. She told me earlier on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Darcy did, that corporate sponsors and community supporters played a huge role in ensuring that the show will go on.
Some of these people, Kais Fiber, Weinstein Beverage, not only did they say, keep your money that I've already paid you for 2020, but we are also going to sign a 3-year contract. So that is just beyond amazing to me, that every single one of these big corporate event sponsors, and we're talking about $100,000, of these people donating to the festival, they're doing it again. And it's just, and the same thing's happening with our little guys. I mean, all these people that donate year after year, whether it's $100, $400, $50, we're ahead of that this year. The minute we sent out our letters, I maybe had two no's, but if they were no's, they're like, but I will so do it in 2021 and I will double it. So it's just incredible, absolutely incredible that this community, and I'm not the only one this is happening to. I mean, other events, nonprofits, our community and the businesses are contributing to everybody, as much as they can. It's not just the Apple Blossom Festival, it's other events and other nonprofits, and it's just been amazing. And that's why we live where we live, and that's why we have such a great everything about Wenatchee, because we just have wonderful people and wonderful businesses that support each other.
Amen to that. Last Friday, the Red Door Donuts store in Moses Lake closed their doors, and firefighters took the opportunity to send their condolences and some donuts to their counterparts in the Moses Lake Police Department. The Moses Lake Police Department said the firefighters' gift was much appreciated. As you can see by that note, it was awfully nice of you to pause your Fortnite tournament long enough to recognize our pain, unquote. Red Door Donuts owners Rick and Lisa Borman announced earlier this month that they're going to be moving out of the area, and so they closed their business. The similarly named Red Door Cafe in Moses Lake, however, does remain open. Finally, on this Tuesday, the votes are in on this election day, and the state's newest tow plow will be called the Big Leplowski. The Washington State Department of Transportation announced yesterday that the takeoff on the movie The Big Lebowski had edged out Sir Plows-a-Lot In online voting, Wash.East began accepting nominees for the Tow Plow's name last week, narrowing it down to 4 finalists. 2 years ago, a similar competition resulted in the name Plowy McPlow for the state's first tow plow. A tow plow, as you can see there, uses hydraulics to swing out to the side of the plow truck so they can double the width of the plowing. So now we have the big Laplowski and Plowy McPlow. They're going to be installing the custom frame around the license plate for the big Laplowski, just like they did for Plowy McPlow. And that is your news at 16 minutes after the hour. It is election night. Grant Olson previews the news at 5 o'clock. Here's the man.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, wet weather is upon us. I'll tell you when and where it will rain coming up in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And Eric Granstrom will be in with a look at the upcoming Seahawks-Bills game in sports. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Plowy McPlow. I didn't think I'd ever have to say that again on this program. Drop us a note if you are so inclined to do so. Look at the bottom of your screen. You can use our Facebook page and drop us a note via Facebook Messenger. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or if you go to our website, our homepage, ncwlife.com, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. Plowy McPlow. Going to take a break. When we come back, don't look for DeMontre Moore anytime in the near future for the Seahawks. He got suspended. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
With PUD rebates, we'll give you money to upgrade your house and reduce your energy footprint.
The rebates are real. Visit conservationmakessense.org to learn more.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
And we are back at 18 minutes after the hour. Sports. Seahawks defensive end DeMontre Moore suspended 6 games, no pay. Apparently he violated the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing substances. Now, this is according to ESPN's Brady Anderson. The league making the announcement Monday following Seattle's 37-27 win over San Francisco. That was a game in which Moore played 22 snaps on defense and 14 plays on special teams. The 27-year-old Moore, so far this year, had a sack, a forced fumble, and 8 tackles in 7 games with Seattle. He would be eligible to play again in Week 15 against Washington. Moore was previously suspended for the first 2 games of the 2017 season for violating the NFL substance abuse policy, that when he was with the Cowboys. Pete Carroll met with the media on Monday prior to the league's announcement that Moore had been suspended on the topic of defensive ends. He says he was particularly pleased with the play of Alton Robinson.
He did a beautiful job. He played against the most accomplished edge blockers in Kittle and Jusic you're going to see, and he handled himself really well. He was disruptive. He was tough. He did not have any physical issues that he couldn't handle. I loved the way he played, the aggressiveness that he played with. It wasn't perfect, but it was disruptive and a big part of the success of the game plan. And that was a real challenge going in. You know, he was going against some really good guys with great scheme and approach and all that. And I was interested to see what happened. But I think he made progress in this game. So very confident in the fact that he can play against anybody.
The ranks have gotten so thin defensively that the Seahawks actually converted Stephon Sullivan from an offensive tight end to a defensive end, and Coach Carroll said he played exactly as he thought he would on Sunday.
It looked like his first time playing. He missed some opportunities, some assignments in some of the things. It was a complex game plan, and which didn't help him so much. But he played hard right off the bat. Got a tackle, right. Maybe his first play in the game. He was juiced up and had fun doing it, and it's just his first experience ever. I mean, even in practice, we can't get it as good as that, So there was a time late in the game I'd said to Clinton, and just leave him out there, just let him just keep playing, just get some snaps, and give him some opportunities to see what it feels like and all that. So first time out, he did fine.
Seahawks are hoping to have Carlos Dunlap available for Sunday's game in Buffalo. He came over, of course, in a trade with Cincinnati during the bye week. Another player the Seahawks hope to have back on Sunday, strong safety Jamal Adams. He's missed the last 4 games. He's got a groin injury. Coach Carroll says they are bringing him back slowly.
We'll have a play pitch count during Wednesday and Thursday, leading into Friday. We'll take each day one day at a time to see how he responds the next day. It's really important, the signals that he sends us the next day, and we'll see what happens. So with the intent, and I know I'm saying this because I know he's excited and dying to get out there and get playing, that we really don't know, until we get through it. But with the really high confidence that the process has been great. He's had enough time, and he feels good. So now we just need to monitor it through. It's exactly what you're asking in a really good way, so that he feels comfortable one day to the next. That means that we won't overdo it any day, and we might have to count plays in the game too. I don't know that, but we'll wait and evaluate all of that as we go through the week.
It is the Seahawks and the Bills Sunday at Bills Stadium, formerly Rich Stadium, formerly Ralph Wilson Stadium, and then New Era Field, and now it's Bills Stadium. May have another name by the time they play on Sunday. Speaking of football, we miss high school sports. We miss high school football. We really enjoy, the crew does, getting together and televising local high school football in September, October, and November. Of course, we haven't been able to do that this year because we don't have high school football, so we've been running reruns of last year's season. Wenatchee and Eastmont did battle for the Big Nine Championship. So this Friday, we're going to rebroadcast the game that we did 1 year ago in a cold, cold Wildcat Stadium between the Wildcats and the Panthers in East Wenatchee. Here's a preview.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Wildcat Stadium here in East Wenatchee. Along with Grant Olson, I'm Eric Grandstrom. It doesn't get any bigger than tonight. Not only is it the battle for the bridge of sportsmanship, it's a battle for Big Nine supremacy. They started the season 14 weeks ago in the middle of August across the state, and every team in the state of Washington had one dream, and that's to make it to the state tournament and maybe win a state championship. Well, both the teams here tonight, Grant, have struggled through the season, and here they are with that chance.
And you know what, Eric? We have to be honest. We're supposed to be biased, but we wanted this moment at the beginning of the season. This was the game we were looking at, and it's turned out to be exactly how we wanted it to be. For all the marbles in the Big Nine, it just couldn't be bigger. The atmosphere, you can feel it around here.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Crowds are still streaming in here. You still got room if you're coming on down to the stadium here tonight. And for Wenatchee, it's simple. They're in first place right now. They're undefeated at 5-0 in Big Nine play. They win the league championship all alone, and they're the number 1 seed heading into the state tournament.
And you know what? They don't want any part of a 3-game playoff on Saturday. They really don't, because you get into something like that, anything can happen. Wenatchee could be on the outside looking in, and a great team like Wenatchee's been this year, they don't want that. But Eastmont, on the other hand, playing for their lives here tonight. They really are.
Eastmont wins. They'll force a mini playoff on Saturday between Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Sunnyside in Moses Lake at Lions Field that starts at 1 o'clock. We'll tell you more about that as we continue here on the program here tonight. We've got Steve Oak, the voice of the Wildcats for 20, 30 years, who knows how long. We'll ask Steve about that coming up on the pregame show. We're also going to announce something very special that's back again this year, and we're happy to be part of it here on the NCW Live channel. And of course, the coaches, the players, and the kickoff. It's all coming up. It's the Bridge of Sportsmanship broadcast here live on the NCW Live channel. Are you ready for some football? We are. Come on back.
The memories. It was cold. We're going to rebroadcast last year's Bridge of Sportsmanship game Friday at 6:30 at your home for local sports, and that's us, the NCW Life channel, and those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday. Happy Sandwich Day. Doesn't get any easier than that for your obscure holiday. Happy Sandwich Day, synonymous with convenient food. And the nice thing about sandwiches is you can make your own sandwich just the way you want it. The history of the sandwich goes back to the 18th century when John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, who was a compulsive gambler, got hungry, but he didn't want to get up from the gaming table. So he had his servants say, just grab a hunk of meat and throw it between 2 slices of bread, and that way he could eat with one hand and throw his chips in and hold his cards with the other hand, and the sandwich was born. So there's his gastronomical contribution to the people of this planet. Sandwiches are incredibly popular. Of course, everybody, just hamburgers are that's technically a sandwich. Ham and cheese sandwich, can't go wrong with that. Egg salad, tuna fish, peanut butter and jelly, bologna, I don't know. There's all kinds of different sandwiches for all kinds of different areas, geographic locations. There are sandwiches that are popular in Baltimore, but not in San Diego. There are sandwiches like just for the North American area and South American area. Asia has their own kinds of sandwiches. It's kind of cool. That looks good right now. Happy National Sandwich Day today. The Earl of Sandwich. Today in history, we're doing a lot of elections, of course. It's that time of the year. This is the 112th anniversary of the election of 1908. Republican William Howard Taft of Ohio defeated Democrat William Jennings Bryan of Nebraska. Taft elected the 27th president of the United States. Wasn't really much of a contest here. The electoral votes, 321 for Taft, 162 for Bryan. William Howard Taft won all 39 counties in Washington state. This is the only election in which more people voted in Douglas County than in Chelan County, even though Chelan County was then and is still today about twice the size population as Douglas County. I don't know why. Taft easily won Chelan County with 60% of the vote. He won Douglas County with 52% of the vote. William Howard Taft, elected the 27th President of the United States on this date 112 years ago. This is the 84th anniversary of one of the biggest landslides ever. FDR of New York, no problems at all. He overwhelmingly was re-elected President of the United States over Republican challenger Alf Landon of Kansas. Alf Landon had 2 problems going into this election. Number one, he pretty much agreed with Roosevelt on all of his policies, and you're really not supposed to do that if you're running against the guy. Number 2, Alf Landon had the personality of a 2x4. He was a pretty colorless dude. Didn't really even do much campaigning. I think he saw the writing on the wall. Roosevelt won every state in the Union except Maine and Vermont, 523 electoral votes. Landon got 8. By winning 523 electoral votes, Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1936 received 98.5% of the electoral vote total, which remains the highest percentage ever. FDR's 66.38% of the result in this state was the best ever by a Democratic candidate. Yeah, he won almost 67% of the vote here in Washington state. Carried Chelan County, FDR did 60% to 37%. He won Douglas County 66% to 30%. The 1936 presidential election. Speaking of Democratic landslides, November 3rd, 1964. LBJ, Democrat Lyndon Johnson of Texas, defeats Republican Barry Goldwater of Arizona to win the presidency in his own right on this date 56 years ago today. With 61.1% of the popular vote, Johnson won the largest share of the popular vote of any candidate since 1820. He easily carried Chelan and Douglas counties. LBJ did 58% of the vote in Chelan County, 58% of the vote in Douglas County. Pretty impressive. By the way, this is the most recent election with the Democratic nominee winning both Chelan and Douglas counties. And November 3rd, 1992. It's hard to believe it was 28 years ago when Bill Clinton of Arkansas defeated President George H.W. Bush, and Texas billionaire Ross Perot is elected the 42nd president of the United States. The electoral vote wasn't very close. It was Clinton 370, Bush 168. Perot did not get any electoral votes, but he got a lot of votes. In Chelan County, Ross Perot got 20% of the votes, and in Douglas County, he got 21% of the vote. George H.W. Bush got 46% of the vote in both Chelan and Douglas County. Clinton 33%. Didn't matter. Clinton won the state. Clinton won the presidency on this date of 1992. And finally, at the bottom of the hour, one birthday, but it's a big one. Bob Feller was born in this state 102 years ago today, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, perhaps the greatest pitcher of his generation. He won 266 games in his 18-year Major League career. He lost almost 4 full seasons to serve his country in the United States Navy during World War II. Both Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio called him the greatest pitcher they had ever had to face. He threw 3 no-hitters, 12 one-hitters, 279 complete games, 44 shutouts. Bob Feller, born in this state in 1918, died a very happy man at the age of 92 back in 2010. And that is birthday. Is going to take a break. Mike Magnotti's got an opinion. And if you missed my conversation with Cortland Martin last week, he is the founder and the president of the Tour of Duty Foundation. This is a conversation I very much would like you to see. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Succession is leading the way for a new generation of Chelan wineries. Named Platinum Winemaker of the Year in 2017 and the one to watch in 2018 by Wine Press, Succession is setting the pace. Award-winning wines are just a part of the overall experience. Add live music on Sundays and fantastic views, and you have it all. Succession Wines, located on the north shore of Lake Chelan between Chelan and Manson.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent at Springwater Insurance Group. And at Springwater, we really enjoy being independent, because what that means is that we become an educator and a teacher for Medicare plans, in fact, all plans. So if you have questions about perhaps changing your coverage, going to a new plan, at Springwater Insurance Group, we can teach you all your choices. And we give you the option, would you like to give us a call, maybe have a Zoom meeting? Whatever way works best for you, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group.
The 2 hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with 3rd-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. 2 more reasons when it comes to buying a truck, there's no reason to leave town.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Businesses and individuals have trusted the experienced professionals at Financial Alternatives for their retirement and investment needs for 40 years. They offer a broad range of investments, annuities, and insurance solutions for people and businesses throughout Washington. Financial Alternatives will assist you in making informed decisions for your future. Call Financial Alternatives today and meet with their advisors.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner with dine-in or takeout options. Highlander Grill's friendly staff is here to serve you 7 days a week this winter. Contact Shalane, Highlander Grill's site coordinator, to schedule your corporate event or special occasion.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, during this coronavirus thing, many churches canceled in-person services, and they went online instead. Now, there were some, though, who claimed they would not stop meeting together, that God would protect them, yada, yada. This, of course, sent Facebook pundits crazy, basically throwing all Christians into the same category as mindless boobs. Well, the fact is, most of us do not believe that praying to God is some kind of magic trick. If Jesus were here, he'd probably tell us to wash our hands, be careful about who we're being exposed to, who might be infected. And oh yeah, he'd also tell you to stop hoarding toilet paper. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma, and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
Milo, what are you doing?
You said we're taking the Link bus and I should start tracking it.
No, I meant track it with the My Stop phone app. It shows you exactly where your bus is and exactly when it will arrive at your stop.
You mean I don't need all these maps? Hey, we just got a text alert. Our bus will be here in 2 minutes.
Let's roll.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. In late February of this year, a gentleman by the name of Norman Strasbaugh passed away. He was a Marine Corps veteran. He was 77 years old. And as it turns out, when Norman passed away, it was discovered at a local nursing home. It was discovered he had no local family, nor even, quite frankly, anybody to help out with his funeral. The man was a Marine Corps veteran, and some people around here decided he's a Marine Corps veteran, family or no family, he deserves a proper burial. Our own Jefferson Robbins filed this report from back in March.
Veterans are important. Service members are important. And not just to me, but our community, our country, our state. And none of them deserve to ride it out alone. But there's a lot of veterans that are laid to rest without anybody knowing. And so that's painful. I did 10 years in the Navy. One of the local veterans had posted it on his Facebook page. And so his name is Jose Salas. And so I took it and I just ran with it. Just did a live video and asked folks to share it. It went crazy.
A veteran friend of mine has brought it to my attention that we have a former Marine. Well, I guess there's never real such thing as a former Marine, but a Marine is being laid to rest, and he doesn't have any family to speak of, I guess, is my understanding.
I know he passed away at 77 years old. I know he was PFC in the United States Marine Corps. He served, I believe it was 63 to 65, and did 2 or 3 tours in Vietnam. He won't be laid to rest alone. I think that's the most important thing. No veteran or troop or anybody should be laid to rest alone.
Gentleman who made that happen, you just saw on camera without a mask. That was back in February. Now you get to see him with a mask. He is the president of the local chapter, or the only chapter of Tour of Duty. Cortland Martin is joining me in studio. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you. You are a 10-year veteran of the Navy.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure exactly how comfortable you are talking about your naval experiences as a decade in the Navy, but if you're comfortable talking about it, I'd like to hear a little background about you, Cortland, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I joined the Navy back in August of 2007. Rode out 10 years. Most of the time done as a crash fire rescue guy. So ABH, they typically park aircraft, but I was one of the fight deck firefighters. Went on to do that at a number of different duty stations, and then was medically separated back in 2017.
And now you're here in the big city. The adjustment from military life to civilian life is, even under the best of circumstances, can be difficult.
Yeah.
How did it go for you?
It was painful. You know, I had it's funny, when I went in to sign up originally for the Navy, I told the recruiter to sign me up for 20, and he laughed and said, "We don't do that." So I signed up, and I decided partway through there that I was going to do the full 20. Originally, it was kind of rough, right? Getting started. Going through, it's like, oh, is this really for me, and all that good stuff. But then I decided it was for me, and I was going to ride it out. And I ended up getting out. So when I got out, the adjustment was massive. Felt like I was really alone. I didn't have the brotherhood, the sisterhood, and the daily in and out was, you knew what you were doing, you knew where you're going, knew you had to be there by what time and all that good stuff, which is great. I mean,
The day was disciplined and laid out for you.
right, very much so. And then getting out, it's like, where do I go? When do I go? Yeah, there was lots of questions. Part of that was, you know, the separation, missing the guys, the gals, the teamwork and everything else you do. It can definitely weigh on you. So
how you doing now?
Much better. My wife is been a godsend for sure. She's helped me through a lot of it, as well as other veterans that I know. So it's tough, but we're good.
It's funny you bring that up, because one of the members of your tour of duty board is in fact a military wife, and they need as much. It's something we kind of don't remember or even think about military wives that much. It's the gentlemen on the front lines that we think about most, but the wives are an incredibly important cog in your mental well-being, aren't they?
I would 100% agree. You know, day in and day out, it's already difficult as a service member, and then as a veteran, it's the same, right? But when you've got somebody that loves you and supports you the way that my wife does, it's an immense difference. So you run off and you go to war, you go on your deployments or whatnot. You got to know that back home everything's going to be okay, and you're going to come home and it's going to be how you left it. And so having a good woman behind you is critical.
And then along came Tour of Duty. Talk about how this organization that you are the president of, Tour of Duty, the genesis of it. How did it come to be?
Well, as you showed before that video, back in March, it was like a kick in the stomach. I put myself in his shoes, being laid to rest alone, and just the thought of being alone is painful, right? So I really thought about that. We went through the service, and it was a challenge for me to face it. And then it kind of dawned on me then, like, this shouldn't happen. And in talking with a couple veterans that were actually there, they had 15 unaccompanied that they had cremated and were laying to rest in April.
Which is 15 too many.
100%.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was dumbfounded. So I started doing a little bit of research, and there's really not a whole lot of support out there for unaccompanieds. And in fact, the VA doesn't even really keep track of that stuff, from what I found. So that's kind of where that's kind of started from. And then looking into like my situation when I got out, into friends that when they separated, their experience, it's tough when there's nobody there, right? And so when you get out of the service, you have to go through a transitional or separation class that's mostly taught by active duty.
Okay. So they maybe don't really know.
Exactly. You know, they don't know what it's like to have gotten out and, you know, live that life. However, they bring in civilians and stuff like that to kind of shine some light on a few things. Not all of them are necessarily veterans. and I don't know that they really get down into the depths of, hey, this is what I felt when I got out. And so helping those transition when they get out is important. When you don't have anybody, you're kind of doing it on your own, like I did. I didn't know, and so just digging in, doing the research. I had the mental capacity and the ability to do that on my own. Some people might not. Their separation might be because of a mental illness or something else that came up during their time of service that really impedes their ability to make that adjustment. And so we're going to support them as well as unaccompanied active duty family members, those types of things. We're going to be involved as much as we can.
Well, obviously you touched a nerve back in February when you took the bull by the horns, and so we have a little momentum going here. And what we really want is to keep the momentum going for the Tour of Duty organization. So give me just a brief synopsis of what exactly you guys are doing.
So currently we're getting our feet wet. We're just started out. I knew I wanted to do this back then. It when that first had happened, and it required a lot of research on my end, learning some ins and outs. I've connected with a nonprofit consultant, and she's helping us through some of the legal stuff and getting through all that. And so we're really just scratching the surface right now, getting our name out there, raising funds. Currently got a GoFundMe going. Our website, you can donate via PayPal. So we're getting that going so that when these events do arise, we're ready. We've already got some folks that are willing to donate their time and some services to help current active duty and veterans get out there and just get intertwined with some outdoor activities, and kind of just overall that community, the bonding and everything else, kind of giving that back.
Are we doing okay? I mean, obviously you'd like this thing to be a going concern, but the initial response to the Tour of Duty organization that you're the president of, are you happy so far or what?
I struggle with it because although we have a lot of support, our fundraising is a little slow. However, I do have some folks that are helping along the way, as well as some flexibility with like our nonprofit coordinator or consultant. She's helped out a lot. And so we're just kind of trucking along and do what we can. And currently we're doing a lot of stuff out of pocket as we can, throughout.
Well, that piggy bank doesn't last forever. You need a little dough here and there.
Yes, sir.
I was on the website. The website is extremely well done.
Thank you.
Very user friendly. It has all the members of the board of directors, and you can shop. You can do things. What can we do now to my viewers here in the Wenatchee Valley and elsewhere to help you guys out in the next month and a half? Again, as you mentioned before, you're putting in a lot of your own muscle and a lot of your own time and your own money to make this thing going. You need help from us. What can we do right now to help you out?
Well, we've got the GoFundMe going currently. That's all over our Facebook pages. So you can go on to Tour of Duty on Facebook. You can like it. You can share it. You can donate. You can share the donation link. You can share all that good stuff. And you just overall share love, spread it around, let the friends, family know. And then overall, just, be there to support when we do have a situation arise, such as an unaccompanied. I think monetarily, that's not what's important. What's important is our cause, and that's supporting veterans, active duty, those families, and of course the unaccompanied that come along.
Any help from any governmental agencies on this at all? Is the VA helping you out, or anybody in that regard, as far as those folks who know the ins and the outs, supposedly?
Not at this point.
Okay.
We are currently a Washington State nonprofit, currently working towards that 501c3. We've started the process, and once we get there, we can work on getting some of the grants and stuff from the federal government. As for the VA and such, not at this point. That's kind of something that we're working towards. But again, the notification doesn't always come from the VA that there's an unaccompanied, right? It might come from, in this case, in March, it was from the assisted living home, right? It came from somebody there
who knew the story behind
Yeah.
Mr. Strasberg. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Straubaugh. Yeah. So we're gonna help you out. Hopefully, we're planting a seed here. Viewers, how do people get involved just to say, I want to give you time. I got a skill set I can help you guys out with. How do they go about doing that?
Well, on our website, you can actually go in and reach out directly. and say this is what I can do and how I've done things in the past. And that'll go directly to us, the team. You can also reach out via Facebook and just kind of tell us what you're willing to do and what you have the capability of doing, so that in the future, whether it's an event or it's a service that's needed, whatnot, we can reach out and support. So,
as we usually say, the biggest skill set you need for this kind of organization, tour of duty, is giving a damn. You do that, you're 90% in right there. Cortland, did you have any idea this was going to kind of happen from back in February, that the seed is planted? I want to keep this going. I want to keep the momentum going. Or did you know? Did you have an idea that maybe we can do something here?
I had no idea. It was, it literally kind of came to me while I was standing there. When I stood there for the interview, I looked at my mom while she was sitting in her car. I said, I don't want to do this interview. She goes, you need to. I was like, I don't want to. And she goes, it's important you get the word out. And it was kind of at that moment where I'm like, yeah, my mom's right again.
They always are, aren't they?
Right? So it was kind of in that moment that I really realized, like, I did this for a reason. I'm here now. It's time to make something of it. And so at that point, I said, screw it, I'll do the interview. Did the interview. And just seeing that turnout, just everything that came together. I mean, when I originally showed up, I just about kept going. Mm-hmm. Like, just the big crowds, the emotional side of it. It's brutal for me to sit there and go through that. But I knew that I started this. You know what I mean? I started it. You suck it up, Buttercup. You're finishing it.
It's amazing what you can do if you have to do it. And obviously the passion that you have for your organization shines through the mask, for lack of a better term. What can we do to contact information, websites, all that good stuff, Cortland? Throw it at me.
We've got todfoundation.org is our website. You can contact us on there. You can also email us at tourofdutyed@gmail currently. And then you can reach me directly on my cell phone, 360-870-9604. Or you can reach out via Facebook. It's really whatever's most convenient.
Let's give these folks a hand. They do good work, and we want to keep this Tour of Duty organization up and running for as long as possible. And every once in a while, even somebody who works as hard as you do, Cortland, needs a little bit of a break from having to do this, and we'd be more than happy. Let us know how it works out. If you need more help, you have an open invitation to come see me anytime you want, Cortland, all right?
Thank you. I
appreciate the good work that you're doing, and thanks for your service, I might add.
Thank you.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
From the ocean to the mountains to the forest in between, vacation time can be a fun time. But not if your car breaks down. Call Global Car Care today. Have a service approved over $150 on your vehicle, and Global Car Care will donate an oil change service to one of our local heroes at Confluence Health. Look for more incentives online. Global Car Care cares about their community. Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
And we are back here live from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on this election day 2020. One thing I did not mention at the beginning of the show when we do our little weather synopsis, we still have that air stagnation advisory, and you can certainly see it from our cross camera behind my left shoulder. The air stagnation advisory remains in effect until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we got that stagnant air. There's no place for the pollutants to go. We got the lid on. It's not as bad as it was last week. There were a couple of times last week when our air quality deteriorated. We're not really expecting that, but there's enough stagnant air out there that they went ahead and have this air stagnation advisory. It should expire. It is due to expire at 6 o'clock tomorrow. It may expire earlier than that because we're in for a little bit of rain a little bit later on this afternoon. It's a beautiful morning. Got a little bit of everything going on out there. We thought we'd take another tour around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. As you can see, some of the fog has burned off a little bit over the east Wenatchee side from that view from our cross camera, located adjacent to the cross. Cold air at the surface, it's only 34 degrees. You got warmer air above it, about 39 or 40 degrees, and that's the temperature variation, and that is why you have the fog forming over the Columbia River. And we're in for a pretty cloudy day today with some light afternoon rain. Again, forecast details are coming up, but boy, did we have a spectacular sunrise this morning at about 6:40. It was something to see. I think we're using the same cameras. My guess is Megan is maybe move them a little. Nope. Wait. Hey, here we go. There's downtown Wenatchee from the roof of the Cascading. We have two cameras there. Again, these are PTZ cameras. It's an acronym for pan, tilt, and zoom, so we can move them around a little bit. This one is pointed directly to the north, and you can see the low-hanging clouds and fog over Wenatchee Avenue and the Coast Hotel to your right in downtown Wenatchee. Camera number 3 is, let's see, Waterville? That's Stamen Flats. Wow, I blew that one big time. That's not even close to Waterville. For one thing, that's in Chelan County, not Douglas County, but that is the Columbia River that we're looking at. And it looked to me like Waterville's probably completely socked in with clouds and fog. That would be my guess. Stamen Flats on your way to beautiful Chelan. We had some spectacular Chelan views earlier today. Not really sure if that's the case as we go to camera 4. And we are looking at, that looks like, oh, wait a minute, Hose Landing? Yay! She moved the cameras. We didn't even use the same cameras. She decided to go with 3 different Megan threw me a curveball. And I can never hit a curveball. Fastball's not a problem. I can never hit a curveball in my baseball career. So good morning to our friends in Aniat off in the distance there from our Hose Landing camera. US 97 and US 2 is at the bottom of your screen on this commute. And of course, Lake Aniat dominating your view there. And you can just see exactly where that layer of fog and clouds are. So we're not looking at a great deal of sunshine today. In fact, new another view. We're back to the cross camera. Cool. So we have a couple of slides. First of all, your high temperatures for today and tomorrow. We're going to have a sizable temperature variation. We're going to go from about 53 today to about 63 on Wednesday. Basically, there's a parade of systems that are out there. First one's coming in today. Then we catch a break on Wednesday and Thursday. And then, Thursday afternoon, the second system comes through. Friday, the third system comes through. And then we get really cold. We'll get to those details in just a little bit, but take a look at where you live. As far as mountain snow, it's possible late this week. If you're traveling over the mountain passes on Thursday night, you're going to run into some snow because the snow level is going to dip down to about 2,900 feet, and that's pretty much pass level on Thursday night. So we're not looking at a lot of snow, but if you have travel plans over the Cascades on Thursday night, doesn't really matter which pass, you can find yourself in some winter driving conditions. And Friday and Saturday, they're expecting some snow in the Idaho Panhandle area on your way to beautiful Montana. From the National Weather Service, here we go. Here's your forecast. Again, fairly cloudy, some late afternoon rain. Most of it's going to be relegated to the early afternoon and evening hours. We'll top off at about 53. Pretty mild, 43 for the overnight low tonight. Quite a bit of cloud cover and then some sun breaks on Wednesday afternoon. Going to warm us up nice. Look at that, high of about 63 on Wednesday. 49 for the overnight low, 60 degrees with a good chance of rain on Thursday. About a half chance of rain. Friday, we catch a break from the rain. Some sun breaks mixed with clouds and a high 52. That's it for us. Have a great election day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.